All right, good morning. It is Sunday, November 27th. Good to see you this morning. Today's reading will be Galatians chapters 1 through 3. Now, the theme of Galatians is important. It is the danger of lapsing back into legalism, into the law. By the way, legalism isn't standards. We all have different levels of standards. And because somebody has a higher standard, we accuse them of legalism. That's not even right. Legalism is adding works to salvation. This is the only Pauline epistle that's specifically addressed to more than one church. It's to the Churches of Galatia, 1:12. So this is written either 49 AD, earlier in time, or between 53 and 56 AD. You can look at it on the chart here. So what happened, the people of Galatia got saved, but then they got infatuated with Old Testament laws, and they started going back to it. There's one person that called the Churches of Galatia the Churches of the Repaired Veil, because when Jesus died, the veil was ripped. They observed special days and seasons, and of course, if any individual wants to do that, a church should not dictate it, though. They were doing things like observing holy days. They were abstaining from meats. They were doing all these different other things that they were freed from. Galatians is a great book for proof that the law never saved and cannot save. We're either saved by grace or works. It can't be both. So Paul defends justification by faith 3 ways in this. First, he mentions how it was foolish for the Galatians to go back to the old ways. Chapter 2, verses 15 through 21, by reminding them of their decision for Christ. Chapter 3, verses 1 through 5, showing how Abraham was justified, chapter 3, verses 6 through 9, telling that the law has no redeeming value. And then in 3:19 through 25, he compares the law to a schoolmaster pointing us to Christ. That was the purpose of the law. I've used the illustration of a general practitioner. Hey, I've got something wrong with you, right? I'm going to go to a general practitioner who's then going to appoint me to a specialist once he finds out what is wrong. Specialist knows how to fix it. See, the law is a general practitioner. Its purpose is to point us to Christ. And Galatians points this out, is that then Jesus is the specialist, sin is the problem, and we cannot work past that problem. Remember, salvation isn't about good versus bad. It's about alive versus dead. In chapter 1 here, Galatians chapter 1, he says if somebody preaches another gospel, let them be accursed. And we are so friendly in today's Christianity. We just, we're all on the same team. No, we're not. Paul spends some time at the end of the chapter describing and justifying his office before the Galatians, and continues in chapter 2 being accepted by the apostles. And notice how Paul stands up to Peter because Peter was still stuck in this whole thing. Now we would say there was division in the church. No, he needed to be called out. But then towards the end of the chapter gets more clear into the fact that we are justified by faith and by faith alone. Paul asks the question, are we foolish here? Is it by faith or is it by the law? Chapter 3. And then it talks about the just shall live by faith. And then finishes chapter 3 with the law and promises surrounding it. All right. Sorry it's a little bit shorter on the chapters, but important book. Have a great day. See you at church, and then we'll catch you tomorrow.